Yo, what's up? It is King Steph, and we are back with a new Jujutsu Kaisen chapter after the break. And boy, I've got to say, feels good to read this again, especially with what we got. Very action heavy, but hey, sometimes, you know, those action heavy chapters can be some of my favorite because, as you know, I'm deep down a meathead. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. As you have seen or read this chapter, literally this chapter is the entire fight of YUTA versus KUROROUSHI, and Gege took that week break and came back definitely in his bag, man. Like, the choreography is top notch as always. We got good characterization on KUROROUSHI and a nice battle to add to YUTA's resume since it's been a while since we have seen him fight something of a special grade level. Now, one of my favorite parts of this fight is actually in the beginning, YUTA slashing Kuro's arm, and the sword is stabbed into his arm, and you can see the arm displayed in kind of like two rippling panels on the side, with the sword stuck into like a rock. And there's little details like that that make an artist stand out so much in manga when it comes to displaying action to me. I love those little parts to where it's like it makes you feel even more immersed into the action. They continue fighting, and Yuta backhands Kuro under the bridge, and Kuro grows his wings and flies up, while in the background you see Yuta jump on the bridge, jump straight up to meet Kuro, and strikes him down to the ground with his sword, and a swarm of cockroaches surround the area, kind of like a hurricane of some sort. That whole transition was just really smooth. I love how that kind of played out. Also appreciate the different perspective of fighting Yuta has in these situations where it's multiple people around him compared to Megumi and Yuji. It's giving an idea of how Yuta approaches the battle in his current state, as he's, you know, looked at as a official special grade sorcerer, since we haven't really, really spent any time with a special grade sorcerer in a while. So it's pretty cool seeing that. Yuta wants to use the reverse curse technique to exercise Kuro, but he doesn't want to reveal to Ryu and Takako that he can use the reverse technique as they are watching and seeing all this play out. But in between that, he also stated that Rika is protecting the other civilians, so that's where she's at. And here is where he gets a bit of characterization for Kuro. He's saying, you know, why hinder me? Why kill us? Which that's just a simple contrast of psychology between a human and a creature, because Yuta even responds with the same question of, well, why are you trying to kill me? And Kuro says, because I like the taste of iron, aka blood. Kuro is just a creature at the end of the day. All he knows is I need to eat and survive. And how does he do that? Simply by killing. And that's just his animal instincts 101. And I kind of like that feature that Kuro is just literally a creature. He's an animal. He's not like a divine, like in between chimera, half human brain and stuff like that. It keeps it so simple that it's like, okay, it's that little detail is kind of cool, because it's been a while since we've actually fought like a special grade curse that wasn't, kind of like stupid OP. So it's pretty cool to see that. Back to the fight, and Kuro summons these two mediating worms while the cockroach wave is still commencing, and these things just look weird but freaking goofy at the same time, because they literally have big ball sacks. Now that they are holding up as they move around, Yuta with his sword stabs the roach pool, and by the looks of it, it exercises some of them with the cursed energy, kills the worm ball sack things. Then Kuro and Yuta clash swords, and a sound comes from Kuro's blade, and the blade shoots roaches onto Yuta. And the bugs start to grow from within Yuta, and they're definitely not small, they're actually pretty big. And that was definitely a scratch yourself kind of visual as well, because I mean, I don't know about y'all, but when I think of sea insects, I just start scratching myself. But Kuro hits Yuta with the blade in the gut again. Ryu and Takako, they think it's over. Yuta's gone. He's gonna be eaten. But this is Yuta we talking about. Come on now. He is the second to go though, and then Yuta just goes completely savage. I mean, this man did a mouth to mouth but with his teeth on Kuro and exercises him with the reverse curse technique, because it looks like he had no other choice really, because one little detail with these I guess kind of embedded bugs is that it looked like Yuta's blood was really starting to like kind of like ramp up, because you see the muscle veins in Yuta's face like just get like really aggressive, like it gets really out of hand. Look like they sped up his blood at the same time. So I'm guessing he kind of was in a situation where he didn't really have a choice, so he uses the reverse curse technique. Ryu and Takako look impressed by the fact that he can use this, although Ryo is grossed out at the same time because he put his mouth on Kuro, and the chapter ended with Takako whispering Yuta's ear, so you can use reverse curse technique. and the battlefield actually starts to become distorted and things start to look pretty trippy, which definitely has to do with her being able to supposedly manipulate the sky. So we'll have to see what that means going into the next chapter. I'm very interested. But let's go ahead and get into my overall score and thoughts on this chapter. As for this chapter, I'm gonna give it a 8.5 out of 10. Mainly because that fight with YUTA and KUROROUSHI, definitely a great fight. I don't know if it's obviously like no top 10, I ain't gonna say that, but it was pretty refreshing because it's been a minute since we actually had like a full-fledged fight like that. So it was, you know, nice to see, of course. But honestly, out of this chapter, I'm more so looking forward to the next one because of Takako. I'm looking forward to see what she could do with this whole manipulating the sky. We've seen her distort the battlefield. I don't know how far that stretches. That's probably the one thing I want to know about her ability. Is we see that in the last panel, we see like the place that they're at, that is being distorted. But I wonder, like, is that the whole colony or is it just that portion of where they're at? I don't know. I guess we'll see next chapter. But mainly KUROROUSHI is he was obviously a character fodder, trying to, obviously to build up more YUTA and presence. I believe YUTA has 40 points as of now after exercising KUROROUSHI, and I'm not really 100% sure if Gege's gonna kill off Ryu and Takako this quick. I do expect them to die. It's just more so of like how long will they last, especially Takako, because we know the little contacts that he has with Yuta's clan, even though I don't know how Yuta would know that unless she would say so, or even they would know, but I don't think that's really going to be brought up too much unless she says something about it. But she's probably going to be pretty hard to handle, considering she can distort the battlefield, maybe manipulate visions and visuals from the sky. There's no telling what she could do. And I know, like, coming from Yuta fighting KUROROUSHI, because the blade that KUROROUSHI had did a lot more damage than I thought it would do to Yuta, considering that the whole bug embedded in his body probably did a lot of damage. I don't know how Yuta's gonna have a lot on his plate if he's gonna take out Takako and Ryu, especially since Ryu boasts the highest cursed energy amount next to Yuta. That's a lot. That's gonna be interesting to see if Yuta pulls it off. If he does, I mean, that's kind of what Yuta's being built up for, to do like big, spectacle things like this. And if he does do it, I'm gonna be excited. I'm looking forward to how he does it. But once again, this chapter was very solid, good fight all around. Nice characterization for Kuro until he became fodder. I like how we kind of got to get into Yuta's head as to how he kind of approached this battle with the reverse curse energy or reverse curse technique that he wanted to hide until the end. I like that, obviously. And yeah, just basically looking forward to what's going to be coming next. This is definitely one of those chapters where we wanted in terms of the action portion and kind of what we wanted from Yuta. Now I kind of want to get into more so a little bit more lore, or even just more explanation on these guys' techniques. So that's all I really got for now. Let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about this chapter, how'd you feel about the fight, and what are you looking forward to in the next one. Like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, and I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Peace.